Yes, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Veterans Minimum. I'm your host, Nick Deus. At Nick Deus 10, as you can find me. All things Veterans Minimum is at Veterans Minimum. You know who the guy is with a all-time shirt. All-time shirt.
Thank you. It's like a Miami Vice.
Yes, it is.
Like, I did wear it in Miami, and I've never felt more at home, dude. Like, this is definitely meant for... And it's also got, like, what some can consider, like, an oriental type feel with, like, the pink lining. Almost like a little kimono. And that's what sometimes people confuse my name with, is like instead of Carmona, they might say Kimono. So I just say Kimono Dragon.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're welcome for that.
I love it.
Yep.
You definitely got the South Beach, Las Vegas vibe, neon lights thing going.
I always, like, for the past 3 years have said, I'm just going to dress every day like I'm on vacation, and it's going to feel like a vacation.
That's genius.
Yeah, no, I think more people should imply, because every time somebody sees me, they're like, oh, you look like you're about to be on vacation. I'm already on vacation. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's crazy because Vegas was one of the places I loved coming to on vacation. And then I quickly realized, like, Vegas ain't a vacation, bro. You need a vacation from Vegas.
Yes. Yes. No, I haven't been out gambling in a while. Football season is, like, truly where I feel like I'm from Las Vegas. Like, over the summer right here, like, and the heat, I just stay inside, dude. It's like reverse, you know, like how out east, you know, winter time comes, you guys stay inside more.
Yeah.
It's flip-flopped out here.
Dude, it makes a lot of sense, bro, because this heat has been wicked.
Yeah. And Nick, here's the thing. I used to practice in this heat from 12 to 4. My high school coach, I don't know if he was like trying to just make us tougher men or if he just was clinically insane.
Can we go with both?
It's a mix of both, because I'm going to, you know, every coach hits you with, oh, if you guys can make it right now, like come
the fourth quarter,
you guys are going to be ready for that shit. Yeah. Like, no, bro, ain't nobody, dude, people used to burn themselves on the bleachers. It was that bad. Like, you'd slip and fall while running bleachers on 115. Bro, it's at least 140.
Damn.
It's bad.
And with the pads and the helmet.
Yep.
I didn't have to go through all that, bro. I was kind of soft when I played football. I was a quarterback. I didn't have to do no hitting drills. I got a little coddled.
But that's fun though. You got to shoot the shit with the coaches.
Yeah.
You know, everybody like envied you. And you where did you come in conditioning? Would you like turn it on?
Oh no, dude. All the drills, the warm up drills, any like agility drills. I tried to show out. You know, but I didn't do no hitting. I didn't have to hit. Our coach was super old school. We're like,
quarterback. If
you play quarterback, you're only playing. You couldn't play DB. You can play anything else.
Limited mindset.
Not that I also wanted to go out there. And I was also the kicker too, and the punter, bro. Who else played 3 positions on the field? Nobody, but the boy did.
That's it. I was a long snapper. I like to sneak my way onto the field sometimes.
4 for 4 career field goals.
That's impressive. People don't realize how tough it is to kick a field goal in the game.
Yo, we also, New York City, I was first team all city back-to-back years because I was the only kicker. Hey, man, listen, it's an accolade. You know what I'm saying? But no one.
How are you the only kicker? Wait, how?
No teams. Like, you had a kickoff guy.
Yeah.
But, dude, my shits were always, we used to kick from the 40.
Oh, wow.
It was touchbacks all day because I played soccer. So I had no form, no nothing. It was just fucking missiles. But no one would kick PATs. Everyone would go for 2. And we would have such an advantage because the PAT was like, bro, I could do that shit in my sleep. Yeah. PAT was automatic. And then I hit a 28, a 33, I think a 45-yard field goal was my furthest.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, to like end the half. Dude, I hit a 58-yard field goal my junior year at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, New York, at a football camp.
So, were you going there specifically for kicking?
No. So we went there and shout out Justin, my running back. We would go to all these like camps in the summer. You know? So we went up to Syracuse, and I went there to play quarterback and shit. And then also they were like, "Hey, are there any specialists?" And I was like, "Yo, I also kick." So they took us to the Carrier Dome. My punting was never that good, but my kicking was fucking
next level.
FIFA. And dude, they were like blown away. They're like, "You have way more potential as a kicker than you do a quarterback." I was like, "Yeah, I'm also a 5'10" white dude." Not really gonna get no
Sign
shit.
me up for kicker,
Better
man.
to be a kicker, bro. Like, come on, now let's not get crazy.
You're not Hawaiian, so like if you were like Hawaiian, 5'10", you're
Oh,
going to the league,
D1
bro.
for sure.
Going to the league.
D1, yeah.
With the last name of like Hungafaialoa, something like that.
So, dude, that was like an all-time moment for me. Like peak athleticism. 17 years old, kicking a field goal at the Carrier Dome. Yeah,
man. Shout out to you. That's like I was
always
automatically teeing you up because kickers are people too.
I always tell people, look, don't let the belly, don't let the jokes fool you. The boy was an athlete. But I am washed now too, so there's that.
No,
you
do a little jujitsu,
a little bit. Hey man, let's get into this show, bro. I want to talk to you about a couple of things, but I want to start the conversation with something that happens every year around this time. It's the Madden ratings.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, do you play Madden?
I do play Madden. I look forward to playing on Players Lounge this year. Maybe doing some live streaming again. That's where you can bet people.
Oh.
Yeah. I had a problem like a year ago. Like $5 games, dude, they get addicting. Dude, so I do play Madden. Do you? Yeah, of course you do.
I don't actually, believe it or not. I play 2 video games.
FIFA's for sure.
FIFA 100%. Shout out to the boys. We won a D1 title, baby, after all these months.
Congratulations, guys.
It's a big accomplishment, bro.
Yeah, you guys will never get that time back.
Oh, I don't want it back.
Okay. All right.
It was a crowning moment. It'll live forever.
Yeah, hang a banner, brother. Hang a banner.
Dude, so I play FIFA and Warzone. That's it.
2 solid games.
Yeah. I used to love Madden. And then through the years, I was getting worse and worse. I used to be really good at Madden, bro.
When did you start getting noticeably worse? Like when they started adding the new passing features? Passing's low-key difficult.
Around like 2016. Around there, I started playing worse. And I was just like, bro, all my friends that I used to like smoke, they ended up crush me.
Yeah.
And then, I did the bitch ass thing and just stopped playing it completely.
Well, no, it's like right around the time Fortnite comes out and fucking changes the world forever.
That was around the time, like 2017 maybe. I said 2016, but like around the 2017, 2018. And like, I would buy it, but it didn't have the same thrill and drive. Dude, I remember, I'm like, what, 8 years older than you? You're 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 32. So yeah, around 7-8 years. Mm-hmm. But dude, I remember when Madden used to come out, bro, there used to be this video game store called Video Game Buddy, like down the road from our house where all my friends and I would go. And, the hard disc copy was $60. Right?
Yes.
But if you wanted to get the game a week early, bro, you could get it for $100.
It
used to be like, hey, don't go play this online. And we're like, fuck that. We're going to play online. And we would get the game a week early, or maybe not a week, but like the game would come out on Thursday. We'd be able to get it like Saturday the week before. And then we would just fucking get cracked out on it.
He said, don't go online, bro.
Yeah, because it was like illegal to give
like
the game
you guys,
out.
they wasn't already people doing this.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Iconic plug, though. I mean, there's Jordan plugs. There's obviously your weed plug. And then there's like the video game plug.
You used to get Modern Warfare a week before it came out.
It's
bro,
ridiculous.
What?
Play the campaign straight into multiplayer when everybody gets on.
And dude, it was rub my back, I'll rub your back, or scratch my back. What's the analogy? You know,
scratch, rub, tug your back,
whatever it takes, bro, to get that game early. You know what I'm saying? And then you'd be playing Call of Duty, and your friends would be like, "Yo, bro, how are you a first prestige already?" You're like, "Man, so and so at Video Game Buddy." Shouts to Video Game Buddy, man. You guys used to hold us down. But the Madden ratings, Madden ratings are out. People go crazy for the Madden ratings. Fans and definitely the players.
Yeah.
Definitely the players.
So for me, just really quick, I just need to state this. Madden needs to just come out with like a game called Madden and to just update it, the DLC. So there's not like this big hoopla every year. Like I do like the ratings day. There was a lot that I found out as far as like.
Wait, so do you mean just do like what Grand Theft Auto does, where Grand Theft Auto 5 has been the number one game for
DLC it to death?
Yeah,
literally.
What's your favorite game of all time?
It's gonna shock you, maybe. Rocket League.
Okay, no, I could see it.
It's never changed.
Yeah,
I've played it for 10 years. It's never changed. It's kind of the perfect game.
Yeah,
if you're a game for 10 years and a lot of people play you. I'm thinking about opening up my eligibility again and going and playing at UNLV, like for the esports team. That's a real thing, Nick. I don't know if you have eligibility left, but maybe with Madden 24, we go and do this. We get really good at Madden 24, and then you become a UNLV Rebel. We both do, and we just dominate tournaments, bring a national title home for UNLV.
Wow. I don't think I'm that good, bro. I see some people playing those video games. It's crazy. Rocket League is dope, though. I fuck with it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You got to be good with the sticks.
But what you're saying with Madden is to just have a Madden video game, and then every couple of months, sort of just update it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just never have a new release. They probably can make way more money doing that too.
Yeah, they definitely can.
Dude, Grand Theft Auto 5 has been the #1 game for a decade, and all they do is just add new missions and storylines within the game, and now it's a whole ass community too. That's my favorite game of all time, bro.
That's a great once GTA 6 comes out, I will take a week off of work. No, I literally will fall off the face of the earth. Like, I won't work on any client stuff.
Yeah.
I won't call my family.
Yeah.
Just dialed in.
Dude, you're talking to someone who, for Grand Theft Auto 4, when that came out in 2008, I was in high school. I got the game, and I cut school for a whole week.
Smart.
Legit whole week. My mom knew. I had told her in advance. I was like, look, I'm not going to take no days off from school. But when this game comes out, I'm going to stay home. She's like, all right. The deal is you can't miss, like, rain, sleet, snow. If you're sick, doesn't matter. You're going to school. Fine. Yo, Grand Theft Auto came out. I didn't go to school for a whole week. My high school football coach calls me like 2 days later because he was my gym teacher. So obviously I'm missing gym. He goes, Coach Brosnan, shouts to Coach Brosnan, one of my goats. He goes, hey, man, you all right? How come you haven't been? This is the third day. You're not in school. And he calls me at like 11:30 in the morning on Wednesday. He's like, is good? Did you, like, what happened?
You die?
Yeah. I was like, nah, Coach, I'm chilling. He's like, what do you mean you're chilling? I was like, oh, I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? You're not in school so you can play Grand Theft Auto? I was like, Coach, this is my favorite game of all time. I show up the next Monday. I'm like working out. After I finish bench pressing, he goes, hey, slap the shit out of me.
That's good.
Slap the shit out of me. He was like, what is wrong with you?
Bring back coaches hitting players.
Bro.
Dude, Trent Dilfer can't be the only high school coach to be laying hands on people, you know.
Bro, that got me. I think that made us closer too.
It did. My dad was a high school football coach. He's going to be stopping by later. I vividly remember one time at halftime, slapped a bandana off a player's head. He was sitting on like one end of the little bleacher seats. My dad smacked him on the head. The bandana went flying all the way across the floor. Everyone, the locker room went silent. I'm like 8 years old. You know, I'm walking like behind my dad. I just witnessed like fucking assault. And then the kid, you know, like my dad comes back to the kid and he's like, don't worry, coach. I deserved it. So like shouts out to that coach for smacking you. It's okay. Dude,
I audibled out of a play one time in the red zone. It was supposed to be a handoff and it was wide open. But I audibled into like a slant, like a backside slant. And I threw an interception. And I come to the sideline and he's like, I see what you wanted to do. It was the right call to audible also. Like that was open too, but this was open.
Yeah.
And he's like, how come you changed out of that play? I was like, Coach, honestly, I wanted to throw a touchdown. And bro, he hit me over the side of the head. He's like, you dumb Greek fuck. And then just like walked away.
It's good.
But I loved it, bro. That's how I don't know, like maybe my generation was like that. Like he didn't, like obviously he didn't violate people, but and when I mean slap, it's like a, you know, like
correct
off the side. He's not fucking like backhanding you.
It's not shit, like looking to. It's just an attention grabber.
Yeah, it's like, oh, are you crazy?
You know, we live in the content world. That's called a hook.
That's called a hook. Yeah,
it's like,
you got
boom,
my attention.
Now you're staying for the clip.
So that's the video game love right there. So when you say Grand Theft Auto 6, when that comes out, I'm already planning to, you know, if I'm 180 pounds by then, bro, which is my goal weight, I'm gonna put that 40 pounds back on in 2 weeks. Just,
I mean, why not? Like that's what you got to do.
In advance, there's going to be a lot of pre-recorded content to account for us not being in the studio for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Madden ratings. Which ones jumped out to you as a little ridiculous, whether too high or too low? Let's start with the quarterbacks. Is there anything wrong at the quarterbacks that jumped out to you?
Let me pull up the quarterback list here. So, yes, there are plenty of things wrong. Kirk Cousins is better than an 84 overall quarterback. And that documentary on Netflix proves that. He is better than that led on. So like I figured since we're going to be talking about him later, I just might as well shout out Kirk Cousins is better than an 84. However, the whole quarterback list for me, it blows my mind that there's only 4 quarterbacks over 90. Like that's insane to me.
I would have Jalen Hurts as a 90.
Yes, a flat 90. There's no need to make him an 88.
Yeah.
Tua coming in as the number 10 quarterback is an 83. Like, I mean, you're disgracing Derek Carr. I mean,
right.
Come on now. Come on. And here's the thing. I wish Aaron Rodgers was also a 90 because it's just tough to believe that this legend, who's obviously they're going to boost his rating as the season goes on. Rodgers will be a 90 by week 3. Guarantee. He's going to have like a 5 touchdown game and Madden's going to be like, oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We forgot, you know.
Yeah. Do you know what the most ridiculous one on this list is?
Which one?
Yeah, Daniel Jones is not a 75, bro. I'm not even saying it because he's the quarterback of the New York Giants. But you can't seriously sit here and tell me that
he's at least a 79 and 80, man. Like
you can't tell me that Ryan Tannehill is better than Daniel Jones right now. You think so?
No. I just think it's too low in general. Like
Kyler Murray, 79 off the ACL.
Crazy.
Come on, bro. That guy Vanilla Vic got to be an 80.
Yes.
Y'all gonna learn, man.
No.
Another year with Brian Dable. Y'all gonna learn.
You know what? I looked into the quarterbacks a little bit, which blew my mind. Like Joe Burrow had a throw power of 87 or 83. It was something like ridiculous, and he's a 95 overall quarterback.
Well, I think the throw power for him is not out of line. Like he's not a. I don't want to say he has. This might be a take. I don't want to say he has a really weak arm, but you know, when I think of like gunslingers, it's Rodgers, Allen, Herbert, Mahomes. I don't think Burrow is a guy that throws a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. He's more finesse and touch, and like he'll throw guys open, which is also incredible, and he's amazing at it.
Correct.
But he doesn't strike me as a guy when I think of Joe Burrow as like, oh, laser rocket arm.
As soon as you're saying that though, tell me in your head when you close your eyes, you're not like seeing Jamar Chase like corner of the end zone, you know.
Yeah, I'm saying, but those are dots and like dimes he's dropping.
But that's, to me, he deserves to be in that class. Like it's like they're still disrespecting Joe B.
Yeah.
One that blew my mind right here that I just saw. How is Justin? I'm going to shift real quick to just like an absurd one. Justin Tucker is a 91 overall.
He should be a 99.
Please. Okay, we talked about you kicking earlier.
Yeah.
This is an all-time legend. There's been no kicker that's a 99? Did he ever come, like, there was a season where he didn't miss.
Can I give you a take about the Madden ratings as a whole?
Yes.
If we agree that you are the best player at that position, should be a 99.
I like where your head's at.
Like we should have a 99 in every position. And you know, maybe there's just one. Maybe for wide receiver you have 2, but at least one player in each position should be a 99.
Because to me, the ratings need to be for that year and how good everybody is that year.
Right.
So like Patrick Mahomes being a 99, I know that's just like perfect template.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But they're like you're saying, it needs to be one for each one of them. Like Kyle Juszczyk, the only fullback that's being used.
Oh, bro, 99.
99. Kyle, the juice, okay? He's the only fullback.
Dude, how many positions is this guy? This guy plays like 9 different roles.
He's going to play linebacker next year.
Might.
Because why not?
He might.
Like he's trying to make a name for himself. Those two are pretty standout to me.
The player that inspired this segment was Jalen Ramsey.
Go into that a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's no longer the best corner in the league, and he hasn't been for a while. I'm ready to have that conversation. I don't care what the stats show. I don't care about like batted balls or whatnot. Like a lot of that stuff is misleading, right? Darrelle Revis was the best corner for almost a decade. Dude probably had like 19 interceptions in his career. I don't know how many he had, but no one threw to him. And then you'd have other guys that would get, 11 interceptions. And you're like, yeah, because they were throwing at him. No one threw at Darrelle Revis. Dude, Darrelle Revis in 2009, you look at his hit list, it's like Andre Johnson, Randy Moss, Ocho Cinco, like Torrey Holt, Larry Fitzgerald. Like, you're talking about first ballot to just Hall of Fame wide receivers. And they're putting Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, and it's just, 3 for 30.
Hey.
Just shut down. And I don't know how many intos he had. I should have this up. But with Jalen Ramsey, he hasn't been the best corner for a while. He's the highest rated corner. He's a 97. He was a 98 last year. I think the best corner in the league is Patrick Surtain the second.
Without a doubt.
And then I think the next best corner in the league is Sauce. And I don't think that they're that far. I think it's like, if you were to tell me, yo, it's Sauce, I wouldn't hate you for it.
Yeah.
But the reason why I say Patrick Surtain is, and I mean, you could kind of make the case for Sauce also. They didn't play with good offenses last year, and they were shutting shit down. And also Surtain has been doing it a little bit longer.
You want to hear, like, all right, this is Madden speaking.
Okay.
Patrick Surtain and Sauce Gardner are taller than Jalen Ramsey. Thus, even though they are a couple overall points lower, they're going to make just as many, if not more, plays based on the build. And if they were to make them like too high, then they would be like literally locked down Darrelle Revis status. But they're like Jalen Ramsey, small guy, still feisty. Let's make him a 97 so that kind of all balances out. But it's BS. Like, was Jalen Ramsey ever a 99? No. I don't think so.
Third straight year that he's listed as the top corner on Madden. And I don't know, it doesn't say, this site that I'm using right now, it doesn't say that. But, sorry, he was. In Madden 22, he was a 99.
So last year?
Yeah.
No, 2 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think he's that guy anymore. I really don't. Now, it's going to help in Miami because they got a new coordinator. I think that team across the board is going to be a lot better. And he also has an elite guy opposite of him in Xavier Howard. But I don't think he's that dude anymore to be the best corner in the league according to Madden. I would put it Surtain, Sauce, and then I'd put Jair Alexander.
Because Jair, even last year, other than the strapped up highlights, like he was like the king of that last year.
Yeah.
Just everybody.
Well, he got smoked week 1 against Jefferson.
Yep.
And then after that, he shut him down when they played back in Green Bay. Mm-hmm. And then he was
pretty much lights out.
He was lights out last year too. And it's also a position, bro, that's very rare for you to have success for multiple years unless you are that guy, right? Like, how many remember Marcus Peters a couple years ago? He had all those like pick 6 interceptions, and he had all those intos, and you're like, yo, is he the best corner in the league? And then completely fell off a cliff. Janoris Jenkins, when he signed with the Giants.
Yep.
Another guy who just went ballistic. And then the next year, like, falls off a cliff. Then the year after that gets traded. Like, it's a position that's very hard for you to sustain that level of play. That's why when you do have a guy like Jalen Ramsey, and I know I've been dumping on him, but he's been really solid. He's been a top 5 corner probably since he came into the league. I just don't think he's the best corner in football right now.
Yeah, and to me, that's like a prove it rating. Like give him a 94 and make him prove it. But they've also been like favoring him every single year.
Can I tell you a position that I think should have 4 guys at 99?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to take a guess which one I'm talking about?
Edge rushers.
Yes. Let's go,
yes.
bro. We're on the same page.
Oh, without it. Like, I mean, how are they? TJ Watt being a 94?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He single-handedly won the Steelers multiple games last year.
Yeah.
He was more important than the quarterback last year.
When
does that happen?
I think right now he is the only defensive player in the NFL that I think is worth a point to 1.5 points against the point spread.
Yes,
I want to say
this.
I want to say Parsons. I want to say Nick Bosa. However, we haven't seen those guys. This version of them, like Parsons hasn't missed no time. We've seen when TJ Watt's not in the lineup, you're talking about a team that goes from like a top 5-ish defense to like 25th. That's a massive gap.
100%.
And you want to see how valuable he is, bro? Go watch that week 1 game last year against the Bengals in Cincinnati. they beat them outright. I remember I had the Steelers on the money line, and that was one of my 5 picks against the spread.
Yeah.
He had 5 sacks, 11 QB hits, and violated Joe Burrow and that offensive line by himself.
Dog.
Absolute dog. So
did you see the video of him almost falling into his pool? He pretty much did a single leg pistol squat out of a pool. He like 1 foot slipped in. He bounced right back up. No need to like grab the sides or anything. Like, this dude is an athlete.
Yeah.
He deserves 2 overall boost just for that.
Yeah.
Come on, Madden.
And bro, like I think him, Parsons, Garrett, and Bosa should all be 99s.
Yeah.
It's the only position in the video game that I think should have multiple players at 99.
Do you think they just can't give it to Myles Garrett after what he did?
What do you do?
To Mason Rudolph?
Oh, bro, that was like 3 years ago.
I know, but that means something. Like, he can't be a 99, bro. 99s don't do that.
99s
so
don't
like,
do that.
They have to like make an example of him. Just a thought.
Know.
Just a thought.
Career high last year in tackles and had 16 sacks for the second straight season.
Man, the edge rushers. They are the most dominant group out of all of, and there's a lot of offensive linemen here too that are close.
Yeah.
Trent Williams not being a 99, doing the boy dirty.
What do you think of the wide receiver position? Anything jump out to you?
Let me start with you. What I'm pulling it up here.
I think D-Hop's a little low, bro. He's a 93. I still think he's the best receiver in football, man. We just haven't seen it in a while. But I mean, look, he is going to Tennessee, which is such a like it's such a downside, bro. I hate that move so much.
Well, he's gonna get a lot of touches, but I don't think they're gonna go away from feeding the king because he's the king.
Bro, not all targets are made the same. So like,
into that,
he might get 12 targets a game. He should, right? Because there's no one else on this offense.
Very much.
But it's also Ryan Tannehill, Will Levis, and Malik Willis targets. I'd rather get 8 targets a game from Pat Mahomes because those are high percentage targets.
Yeah, but there's something else there. It'll come out later on in a column where it's talking about like he's always owned like horses in Tennessee or something, and
he's familiar. He's familiar with the division because he played there for so long with Houston.
Correct,
but
I mean, it doesn't matter. The time that he spent with the Cardinals, they've recycled that league and all the secondaries for the most part.
That's a fair point. Yeah,
to me, it's. We will wait and see because he, being the only one, we saw it with the Cardinals, he can still have a down year like he has for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
You just got to force feed it to him. It's just, but who's going to do it? Will Levis? You think it's Will?
I think ultimately it'll be Will. I think the reason why they drafted Will Levis where they did is because they saw enough about Malik Willis. Dude, if you have 8 pass attempts in an NFL game, I think that tells you what you need to know.
Yeah.
They were afraid to throw with him.
Yeah, it wasn't bad weather.
It's just, I don't think he got it, bro.
So
8 attempts is wild.
There are
remember when Mac Jones had the 3 pass attempts in Buffalo? And they beat him. It was
correct.
Crazy.
Swirling wins.
Yeah, but still, it's like, bro. I think that told me all I needed to know about Mac Jones also.
See, I just think, pay Mother Nature its respect. Mother Nature's a 99 overall in Madden.
It is.
Always has been.
Always has been.
Forever will be. Jamar Chase, though, 94. What's that about? He, even with an injury last year and he came back, to me, it's like, make him a 98 at least. Come on. I mean, they're doing the Bengals dirty. And they prop up Cooper Kupp. Let's give Cooper Kupp a 96 after coming back. And I love Cooper Kupp. I understand, like, he is that guy coming to possibly break even more records because he'll be Matt Stafford's favorite target once again.
Mm.
But I don't see why give Cooper Kupp a 96 right off rip. You don't know how he's going to come back after that injury. Like, I feel like if you get injured, your Madden rating should reflect what they think you're going to come back as.
Well, at the time that he got hurt, I made this case for Cooper Kupp. I think the last time, didn't we do a wide receiver segment together?
We did.
It was us two, right?
We did, yeah.
And I made the case for how he still should be a top 5 wide receiver because last year he was on pace to do way better. Not way better, but just as good as he did the year before. And I think Cooper Kupp is super interesting. There's going to be some Cooper Kupp love on a future episode when we come to Offensive Player of the Year and things like that. But I think that's fine. I think Jamar Chase, though, from just a football standpoint, I think he has a ridiculous season. Like I think he could be Offensive Player of the Year this year. I really believe that.
That's a fair statement, my friend. There's no better connection in the league. It's poetic to watch every Sunday. When he was hurt, here's like me being an ultimate football guy. It sucked to watch the Bengals. Like it hurt me because I knew they were so much better than what they were putting out on the field when Jamar wasn't out there that it just sucked to watch them for 6 weeks. And that's rare. Like, I love football all around, but I literally knew I was missing out on 1 to 2 crazy-ass highlights. That hurts me.
No, that's fair.
Love you,
yeah.
Jamar.
He's that duo is amazing. I think it's them two, Burrow Chase, and then Kelsey Mahomes.
Yes.
Which brings me to, did you watch the quarterback documentary on Netflix?
Oh, of course I have, man. Are we ready to spoil this a little bit?
Yeah.
There's not much. The season happened.
No,
people.
yeah. It's not. We're not so much going to spoil it, but I highly recommend it.
Yes.
If you're a football fan, to go and watch it. Question for you.
Okay.
What's a fair amount of time before something's released that you're allowed to speak about it on a public forum, whether a podcast, a video, or on social media when it comes to spoiling something?
So what I've recently adopted is that I'm going to have that episode anyways while it's fresh in my head. And then for the viewers or the listeners of the show, this is where they pause and then they pick it back up. And then, they can match their review with my review type situation. So for me, it's like right off rip.
So you're saying like right away?
Yeah, because I want to share that feeling with a lot of people. I think like a week, but like
I think a week. I think a week is fair, especially when it's something that everyone is talking about.
Yes.
I didn't go watch Barbie or Oppenheimer, but everyone is talking about it. I think you have a week to go and watch it, and then you can't be mad at your boy or your girl that like spoils it for you.
Correct.
Because the whole world. Remember Game of Thrones? Were you ever into Game of Thrones?
No, but Avengers was the big one too.
Yeah. It's like, bro, you get a week.
Yeah.
Avengers, I think you might get the weekend, honestly.
Yeah,
because people were buying tickets way in advance for the first screening.
Yeah.
But I think a week is fair. And it's been 2 weeks since this came out. Now, we're not going to go too much into detail, but I think it's fantastic. I do want to play a game with you, though, because the 3 quarterbacks that are highlighted are Marcus Mariota with the Falcons, Kirk Cousins with the Vikings, and Pat Mahomes with the Chiefs. They're going to do another one this year.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to fantasy book who the 3 quarterbacks should be, in your opinion, for the 2023 quarterback documentary.
Perfect. Okay. So let's start with the Mariota.
Okay. I think I have the perfect one.
It's Derek Carr. Oh. Derek Carr, for the sole fact that I'm looking forward to hearing how his Southern accent progresses throughout the season. Like, he's already starting to really lay into this Southern accent out of nowhere.
You also want this because you're a Saints fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm also a Saints fan this year too, bro. I'm getting on board.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. But
financially speaking, on board. I'm still repping the Giants, but just want to make that clear for the new ones.
That's a good financial move right there.
I think so.
We're not financial advisors.
Yeah. No. We are. We are. When it comes to sports betting, we are, for sure.
Yeah, I don't understand why those financial people always have to say that. This is not financial advice. Like, they'll lose their license or whatever. I ain't losing shit.
So Derek Carr is your Mariota.
Derek Carr's my Mariota.
Okay. Let me give you mine.
Go ahead.
Baker Mayfield.
Fuck.
Is that not
so much better than Derek Carr?
So much better, bro. So here's the thing. The reason why I picked Mariota is because obviously, if you're watching football last year, he gets hurt and then he gets benched for the rookie.
Correct.
Desmond Ridder. Now, I'm not saying Baker's going to get hurt. It is a wild game. You never know what's going to happen. However, Baker, what's the leash going to be on him? A month? They're not.
Stop it. He's the X factor of the NFC South.
You did say that on a past episode.
And I'm like holding that.
Yeah.
I'm holding that, bro.
But
right, whatever. But okay.
From a 1 to 10, where would you put it, the likelihood that he gets benched? 10 being him getting benched. Isn't it like a 7?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
new.
Mariota and him are the exact same guy. They're going to a new place where there's no expectation on them. And same division, by the way, just connected the dots there, both in the NFC South.
But same with the Saints. Like the Saints, I would say Derek Carr even has a chance to get benched, bro. Jameis has been practicing hard.
You love Jameis Winston.
Dude, I follow J-Bo on Instagram. He is putting in work this summer. He is working harder than any backup quarterback in the league. I've never been more comfortable heading into a season.
Wow. Okay.
Look at that.
Let us know between Derek Carr and Baker Mayfield which one you guys prefer or think is more accurate. Kirk Cousins to me.
Okay.
There's a perfect one for Kirk, in my opinion. It's absolutely perfect, but it's not going to happen because they're going to be on Hard Knocks. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Now, I know Kirk has been with the Vikings for a couple of years, but Aaron Rodgers going to a new team, they're going to be on Hard Knocks, so I doubt that they do a Hard Knocks, and then they also do a quarter. I feel like it's a lot.
I don't know.
Especially with Rodgers being such a polarizing figure over the last couple of years.
He loves the camera.
He does love the camera, so maybe.
Like, he moved to New York.
No
light's too bright for him.
Mine for this one was Dak Prescott.
Really?
You get America's team on there. You get the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to be a team who they'll make the playoffs. They'll have a really good regular season like Minnesota did.
Correct.
And then come playoff time, probably going to get bounced like they always do.
Yep.
Dallas is amazing. September to December. It's January. You're like, I don't really know about that.
Yeah, I know. There's just too many negative memories in my brain. Like, I need to see the Cowboys succeed to make me even think that that's a possibility.
And you also need to remember how NFL Twitter for like 5 years now has had this Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott are the same player debate.
Yes.
So if they do a documentary now
and they do
Kirk
the same
to Dak, people are going to lose their shit.
There'd be so many things that are similar between those two.
Yeah.
Like, I know why Kirk Cousins is not like a superstar quarterback because he has the tools to be it, but I know why he can't now. It's just because he's so like self-aware and he has like no swagger.
Zero swag. That's a big takeaway from the documentary.
No swag.
Yeah.
Like very confident in knowing like, okay, a person with swagger would do this, this, and this. And then he does none of those things.
Yeah.
Like there was I'm going to spoil this one part because this is hilarious. When he throws an interception in one of the games and he comes to the sideline and he's like explaining to the coach like why he did that. And he asked the coach 3 times. He's like, you understand why I did that, right? You understand why I did that, right? Huh? Coach, you see why I did that, right? And it's like Patrick Mahomes would never after an interception. Dude, Andy, you understand why I did this, right? Give me a break, bro. No swagger, no confidence in himself. But, okay, who do I think the Kirk Cousins of the next year should be? Russell Wilson. Oh, boom, buck up. It would never happen because his media team sucks ass.
That is so good. I think I like that one. The way you liked my Baker answer is how I like your Russ answer.
Okay, Matt, appreciate that because it's so juicy with the storylines of not being able to perform under pressure, wondering if he still got it. You know, early on success, even though Kirk didn't really have any success. I mean, Russ had real success early on, and now it's just, and you get a little Sean Payton saga, and then his wife would be excellent on camera. So,
great girl, without question,
phenomenal, phenomenal. Can't wait to see some of those, swimming together shots as a family fitness.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, get the core going. Who's your Mahomes?
I want to choose just straight for storyline purposes, Joe Burrow.
That's who I have too.
Just because the way that they've played up this like 8th episode that I'm on right now, I'm just like, oh my God, the way that the city is behind them. And
so here's a little spoiler. The whole documentary is amazing, right?
100%.
Episode 6, when the Chiefs and Bengals game goes down in the regular season, that's the first time that you realize how irked Mahomes gets when they lose to them.
Yes.
And you see what rattles Mahomes too, where this dude looks like he can't get rattled, right?
Yep.
Bum ankle, bum back, his knee, whatever it is, doesn't matter. The chaos that happens with his brother on the sideline and everyone makes fun of him for all the dancing and stuff and like dancing on Sean Taylor's memorial and he gets all this heat. His wife just like pouring beer on Raider fans or whoever it was. Like nothing rattles Mahomes. But bro, when he loses to the Bengals, that one scene when they go to the locker room, well, my favorite scene of the whole series, they're leaving Cincinnati and they go into the locker room and like Mahomes goes in and then like a bunch of other players go and you just hear, fuck. He's like yelling. And it's like, bro, he really.
Yeah.
Because, dude, no one has beaten him 3 times in a row. And you start having that conversation of like, oh, you know, Mahomes is this like godly figure in the league. He's the unanimous best player in the league. But like, yo, this one guy in Cincinnati just has his number.
And it's so, you've nailed it, right? He's like not being able to be rattled. He, amongst everything, like with his family and everything, like he's very direct. Like with his family, he's also like that, where it's some things just don't matter to him. Like taking photos and shit. Like he's just like very to the point. When you see him like turn it on as far as either hating somebody or just wanting to be out there playing football, there's no personality that I've seen like that. And the only closest personality was Jordan from the Last Dance documentary. That synonymous. You'll get the same vibes that from watching Michael Jordan as you do watching this quarterback documentary with Patrick Mahomes. Like,
yeah,
to a T.
Nah, it's really good, man. And also you realize some of the things that bother him too, not just like the Bengals when, you know, Max Crosby's getting into it with him.
He has a thing with Max Crosby.
Yeah.
I didn't.
He picks him out in both games.
Yeah, because, and it's not even like that bad. You know what was really bad? Like when he got hit on the jump pass versus the Jaguars, like fucking 2 seconds late. They didn't throw a flag, but he got rocked.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything. Just like walked to the sideline. But Max Crosby breathes on him. He's like, Max, stop doing that, Max.
Yeah. Come on, bro. I know what you're doing, bro.
Come on, dude. It's my throwing arm, dude.
Yo, would you agree that this is the best rivalry in the NFL right now? Bengals and the Chiefs?
Yes.
Listen, I don't want to hear this bullshit of like,
yes.
Bears,
current rivalry, yes.
Bears and Packers, the history, it's been 100 years. It's like, bro, like one team has been great, the other team has been mid forever. Like our whole lifetime, outside of like 3 seasons, the Bears have been trash. I don't want to hear about the NFC East. Like, yeah, the aura and the history of it, cool. But right now, at this, it's basically the Colts and Patriots of the early 2000s.
Correct.
You have the 2 certified alphas. I don't think it's debatable anymore that the 2 best quarterbacks in the league are Mahomes and Burrow. They're playing each other every year. They play each other in the playoffs. When they did the embrace after the Week 13 game in the documentary, they're all saying like, "Oh, we'll see you again." Yeah, best believe you'll see us again. Like it was they know.
Awesome.
And dude, they've played 4 times. 4 times they played. All 3 games have landed by 3. They've all ended by a field goal. And when you see that, it's like, dude, that's what this rivalry is. It's a coin flip. A legit coin flip. It's the best one in football.
Agreed. As of right now, there's no, I tried to shuffle my brain. I feel maybe the closest, like meaningful, it's like weird, is like the Eagles and the Niners. I feel like have played in some big time games in recent memory but there's nothing that it was just such a shitty ending.
You know who I would say, but now it's not even fair to say it because he's no longer there. I would say the Packers and the Niners. They've played a bunch in the playoffs. They've eliminated Rodgers a bunch.
Yep.
He's beaten them in the regular like that, but now he's not there anymore.
Correct.
But it's Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. Sick.
All right.
Before we continue this episode, I want to go to the Patreon and plug the Patreon. The NFL contest is now open. Registration is just the $20 or $40 tier. You got to just enter it for July, August, or up until week 1 of the regular season. I would suggest you guys don't wait until September because then we got to scramble to get you an email and get you into the contest. It's going to be an eliminator contest. We mentioned that last week on the solo pod. If you guys haven't gone to check it out, you'll hear all the details there. Gonna announce what the contest winner is going to get. It might be money. It might be a trip out to Vegas. Just waiting to see how many people are going to actually sign up for this thing. But head on over there. It's patreon.com/veterans minimum. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see some of the tiers, what we're offering. We have a merch store now too, and you could go and get discounts depending on the tier that you're on. And also if you sign up for the year, depending on the tier, you're going to get certain merch and perks as well. But big ups to the members of the Patreon. We got Thomas Robinson, Nick Crummage, Mike Wozniak, Jordan Riley, Derek Platees, Christopher Velasquez, Jerry Shapiro, Ben Kotzian, Abel Rezin, and the newest member of the $40 tier, the Supermax, Tristan Ratzlav. Thank you, you son of a bitch, for contributing to the Patreon.
There we go,
and
Tristan.
What's up?
So there we go, Tristan.
Let's go.
Welcome to it, dude.
Welcome to it. Thank you guys very much. Patreon.com/veterans minimum. George,
yes.
As we come back to this episode, even though you didn't really go anywhere, you've been here the whole time.
No, I went to the bathroom while you did that.
Running back contracts. Dude, what's happening, bro? Talk to me.
Okay.
What about this Zoom call? What can you tell us about this Zoom call?
So the Zoom call that all these running backs decided to have, and it was like the top 10 running backs in the league, a lot of the most influential ones, and two of the ones that like a lot of people are having these questions about. We'll start with like Saquon Barkley, though. He was a part of this Zoom call, and this whole Zoom call, I guess, was to come up with ideas as to how they can get paid more and whether or not, their position is still got like the legs. Because all I heard, and this was like from a journalist who was talking about what Nick Chubb said. Nick Chubb was talking about how all these running backs are getting hit so often that it just makes their contracts not viable for a team, or a team not be able to buy into them because their usage rate's so high. But that's like literally the only thing that came from this Zoom call, from what I'm like gathering and everything. And it seemed like a real waste of time because, Nick, we're creative people, right? I mean, like, we can come up with a good idea to get running backs paid because running backs deserve to be paid, period. They get used. They score almost half your touchdowns every season. They're used half the time on offense anyways. Pay these guys.
I agree with you.
So what I'm thinking is they need to abandon the name running back, and they need to create a new position in the NFL called the athlete. You see it in high school. You see it in college. There are certain players that they're just used synonymously, whether they're behind in the backfield or they're out running routes. They're an athlete that can be used on the offensive side of the ball. Now, this kind of like really highlights Christian McCaffrey's going to go out and run routes often. I'm not sure how much they're really using Saquon in that regard.
They do. He's one of the guys that definitely catches passes out the backfield for sure.
Austin Eckler's a guy that got,
right.
So there's a lot of players here that fit this athlete role. And I think if teams throughout the NFL can establish 1 to 2 players that they can label as athletes, then we can then get a franchise tag for this. And obviously the people that are labeled as athletes are going to have crazy contracts anyways. So if you're going to franchise tag them, that average is still going to be pretty high. It's going to be like 20 million, 10 million more than what running backs would be getting paid now. That's a productive Zoom meeting, Nick.
Yeah.
That's not sitting and fucking having a pity party about how we get tackled a lot.
Yeah.
Like, bro, go get paid. That's the thing that confuses me about these running backs.
Well, look, I agree with you. And I've said this many times. And I still get heat for it because people don't understand. I am for the running back getting paid. However, I also see the team outlook and the team's perspective. I wouldn't want to pay one.
Correct.
But they should get their bag. I heard this take. I apologize. This was not my take, but I'm going to comment on it because I think this is the best answer for it. Someone on Instagram, or it might have been TikTok, one of these apps, said, why not have the running back position not account for the cap?
Okay.
I think that's the only possible solution. Because it makes sense, right? Because one of the reasons why this stalemate is happening between the running back and the organization is the organization doesn't want to pay the running back position because it is very volatile.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only, if you think of it, like, I hate bringing fantasy into this, but if you think about fantasy football, your running back goes down. What do you do immediately?
Go get another running back.
But whose? You go get the backup.
Correct.
Right? When my first round pick running back, I always try to get the backup at some point when I'm drafting.
Makes sense.
I always want to have it because you know that he's going to step into that role and he's going to be productive. So Isaiah Pacheco, 7th round pick, won a Super Bowl. CJ Anderson with the Rams, bro, when they had Todd Gurley, who's an MVP candidate, literally came off the couch and then had like 115 yards against the Cowboys in the wild card or divisional round.
Mm-hmm.
That shows you that the running back is, again, you can't replace Saquon Barkley on the Giants, but it's easier to replace him.
Yeah.
The position can be replaced with productivity. Now,
Correct.
Can he go and you're probably not going to find a running back that could do everything that Saquon does, but it's easier to go and find one than any other position. So if you make it where the running back position does not account for the cap, that could be a way to prevent this stuff from happening because teams don't want to give a guy like Saquon who should make close to $20 million a year for what he does for the team and what he means to the team. Like, bro, I watch every Giants game. Like, he is the be-all, end-all for this offense.
Yeah.
But a team doesn't want to give him $20 million where he's worth that. So I think not having that be a part of the cap, I think the Giants will be like, oh, I could give my running back $20 million and I still have all this cap space. I think that's the best solution to stop this running backs don't matter slander.
So, okay, that was a really creative way to position that. I like that a lot. I was also thinking, because I saw RG3 had a clip about this and some of the things that they should do with having maybe rookie contracts be 3 years instead of 5 years. So then that way they become free agents when they're still in their prime.
Right, because then you would think like you become a free agent at 24 as opposed to 26. That's a big deal. Yeah.
So for me, I was thinking, why not just make it that you can't be on a rookie contract after the age of 25? So, you know, you could have a guy coming in who's 24. He's got a rookie contract for 1 year and then he's a free agent. Now, it could hurt the longevity for some of these players to be able to re-up because not everybody gets used that first year.
But also that's the reason why we want to have this conversation is because the running back position is so volatile and guys do get replaced easier than any other position.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to, there are anomalies and there's a lot of anomalies this year. I mean, like, hey, if Madden ratings are any indication of like how running backs are doing, you have a lot of really, really talented people that are going to touch the ball a lot and have a huge contribution. The fact that their franchise tag is $10 million. Miles Sanders was the only free agent to sign this year. And guess how much he signed for in his contract? He signed for $6 million. So if Miles Sanders is signing below what the franchise tag is anyways, and these people aren't holding out for money, I mean, I don't think you can see a running back strike. I just don't see it happening because they'll just replace, right? They'll put their wide receivers or what would have been wide receivers at running back. So why not establish this athlete position? Let's create a new position. Make it fresh, fun. Now, I wonder.
Well, I made the same case for, I would have called it offensive weapon. Like Deebo Samuel is an offensive weapon. Yeah, he's an offensive weapon though, because he got carries and he got catches.
Yep.
So he's not a wide receiver. He should make more than what a wide receiver should make.
They've ruined it. They, as a collective, these little wide receivers, have single-handedly ruined being able to pay good running backs. Like, these contracts are just absurd to me. I'm like, you're so far away from the ball. Literally 90% of the time, the play's not even coming to you.
Yeah.
And yet you're getting paid 6 times the amount. It's ridiculous.
This is a fascinating stat right here and sort of a breakdown. You take a look at this is from Marcus_Mosher on Twitter. He put up a graphic and he looks at the leading rusher from the last 17 Super Bowls and their base salary. This is going to be hilarious. I'm going to just give you from 2019, shout out to the Saints.
Yep.
I'll give you the name and their salary.
Got it.
Then you're going to understand why this is happening with the players. Pierre Thomas, $460,000. James Stark, 320. Ahmad Bradshaw, 1.5 million. Ray Rice, 2 million. They put Percy Harvin on this list at 2.5 million. This was also Marshawn Lynch was at the time. So Marshawn Lynch is probably, he was making good money then. So like Marshawn Lynch was a guy who, but the way the team was built was it's the LOB. They also got really lucky, bro, because like Russ was on a rookie contract. Doug Baldwin was undrafted. Sherman was on a rookie. Like they got really, so that's an anomaly. So that's one, right? So we have one. LeGarrette Blount, 730K. CJ Anderson, 585 with the Broncos. LeGarrette Blount again, 760. LeGarrette Blount again, 900,000. Sony Michel, 480. Damian Williams, 1,050,000. Leonard Fournette, 2 million. Cam Akers, 890,000. Remember, he also blew out his Achilles, came back. And then Isaiah Pacheco, 870,000. What you're not seeing on this list, and it's not fair, but this is the reality of it. It's a copycat league. You're not seeing 17.3 million base salary for a player at that position because the perception of it is we can find LeGarrette Blount and CJ Anderson off the bench, Pierre Thomas, like, and that's the sad reality of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in favor of at least trying to get them half of what these receivers are getting, man. Like it's a huge issue that obviously the running backs have got to try to figure out as a whole. Maybe it's built into contracts because the thing is with like the high usage rate and let's say their positions really are, as violent as they are, and they are, but maybe having in their contract that they can sit out like 1 to 2 games to, preserve their body. Like I don't know. That's not going to work though.
This one just came to mind right now. You make running back contracts fully guaranteed.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey, the total value of his contract is $64 million. $30 million of it is fully guaranteed. Alvin Kamara, $75 million contract, fully guaranteed $17.8 million.
That's insane.
It's very misleading when you hear a player in the NFL. There's 3 things you need to listen to when you're looking at their contract. The total amount, which is very misleading. There's total guaranteed, and then there's fully guaranteed. The number you need to see is fully guaranteed. Because total guaranteed, also you need to hit like certain incentives within that guaranteed money for it to get triggered. So if you see a dude that gets a $100 million contract, you really got to look at the details because it might be a $100 million contract, like, what he signed for, 5 years, $100 million. And then it'll say like total guaranteed is $68 million, but fully guaranteed is $32. So it's really, he made $32 million on that contract.
Let's also, in these contracts, Nick, toss in that these running backs, they can put down up to $10,000 on DraftKings, shout out to the NFL sponsor, on Moneyline. The only position that's able to do it, the receivers will be very upset over this because they are the main gamblers on most teams. But let these running backs
bet on themselves,
make a bag off of betting money lines. Like fuck a bonus incentive. Like, if you're gonna screw me on the back end, let's at least get some from DraftKings. Make these contracts make sense. Bro, they're gonna have to start doing that anyways. Everybody's betting. So
yeah.
What 1 year they're gonna find like 55 players like we're doing it, and they're gonna be like, oh, actually everybody's been doing it.
Yeah, crazy, I don't know about that, George. I'm a degenerate, and I like hearing people being able to dabble on some stuff. But I don't know if giving any player the ability to go bet.
Let DraftKings take the action. The NFL cannot have DraftKings as a sponsor and not allow some of their players to get action on themselves.
Yeah.
Let's eliminate it as being a crime, and let's make it an incentive in these contracts.
I'd have to think about that more. Off the top, I don't like it. I do and I don't.
Here's the biggest issue that you'll eventually run to because, trust me, bro, I was like, this is golden idea. But no book would take that action. It's way too big of a bet from 50 separate people.
Yeah. So you're saying hypothetically speaking, Alvin Kamara could go and be like, yo, I'm going to score 3 touchdowns this week.
Now,
here's $50,000 on that.
You're allowed to do props only one time out of the year. So like if you know like you're playing the Texans next week and you're like, damn, I'm about to rack them up.
204.
Yes. So, or you know, but these guys would be smart right here. The odds would be pretty low for Alvin Kamara to go off on them. So, you know, maybe it's like Alvin Kamara going off on the 49ers at like plus 300. He puts 10K on it. Your guys, by the way, everybody that was on that Zoom call, just tune into this segment. And hopefully you guys can have a more productive chat than just saying, oh, yeah, guys, I don't know what's going to happen.
Hey, man, before we wrap up this episode, I want to talk about something serious and also kind of address something that went down last week, which really bothered me. And it was rookie wide receiver, the first-round pick for the Minnesota Vikings, Jordan Addison, was caught driving late at night at 140 miles per hour.
Sheesh.
He wasn't drunk, but, man, it's so sad to see that happen, bro.
Yeah, 140 is that's terrifying. Have you ever gone over 100 miles an hour in a car?
I've done that one time with my dad in the car with me, and we were there's like this road in Long Island that's like synonymous for like racing. And we were down that road, and my dad was like, yo, I want you to step on it. And I got over 100, and then like my heart was racing, bro.
It freaks you the fuck out.
It freaks me out. What's the fastest you've ever been in a car?
Probably 110, and then like I had to pull it back.
And that was you driving. Have you ever been in a car where it went faster than that?
No.
Like as a passenger?
No.
Bro, I was in a car one time, and it's scary to think. I was drunk, and I was in the back seat, and my boy went 160 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
Dude, when I tell you, George, I swear on everything, I sobered up seeing the thing go to 160. It like knocked me sober immediately.
Did you tell him like
when we got home?
Slow down, bro.
When we got home, I prayed to all the gods, and I was like, bro, I'm never getting in a car with you. And to this day, I've never gotten in a car with him. One of my really good friends in high school, too.
That's
one of my really good friends in high school. And to see some shit,
terrifying.
To see some shit like this, man, it's so sad because like this dude is a number one pick, but also it's wild, dangerous, and it's crazy because you know I know he wasn't intoxicated, but like, bro, we saw what happened with Henry Ruggs. Dude's life is over.
Yeah, and
forget playing, bro. I was having the conversation with Joe in the control room, and I was like, bro, he's not gonna play anymore. He's like, oh fuck, playing. He's like, he's not gonna be like his life is over, dude.
Yeah. Are you talking about Henry Ruggs?
Yeah.
I mean,
like, yo,
Addison gets to, you know, he saw. So there was a report that came out this morning that said at 3 a.m. he was rushing home because his dog was having an emergency, or his animal. It didn't state dog or cat, but he looks like a dog guy. He was going home fast because of him, and then that report's just coming out now. But then it's just like,
bro, listen, there's going fast. There's going fast. Like if you're going 90 and a 50, cool. For an emergency,
cool, but kind of not cool, but cool.
Way cooler than
140.
140, bro.
Yeah.
140 is wicked.
So when you had sent me this, I had told you, I was like, there's only 2 weeks out of the year that you can drive 140 in Minnesota without killing yourself, and it's in the middle of July when there's no ice on the roads.
Oh, word. You were talking about that, yeah.
No, because seriously, dude, you go 140 literally in September, you know, that black ice is real. You slide right off the side of the road, you're done.
Man, it's sad. I hope this isn't going to be something that is like a recurring thing with him. I hope that they address it, and I hope that it's something that you don't see again. And also just staying with this topic, bro, like, I don't know if he was like texting and driving, but like, bro, don't do that either. Like, don't text and drive. I don't text and drive. I put my phone in the aux plug and then I have it face down. I don't even want to see the glare of it. Recently, I was in a car with one of my buddies, one of my really good friends out here. And then I was in a car with another one of my really good buddies out here too. And I called them out on it. I was just like, yo, I want you guys to know, if I'm in the car with you and you're texting and driving, do that shit on your own time, bro. You want to go kill yourself texting and driving? You're not taking me with you, bro. Fuck that. Do that on your own time.
You
don't text and drive, man, for real. Like, I got really lucky. Another story I was telling Joe in the control room, where one time I was on my phone. This happened when I was like 25, 26. I was driving, and I was in bumper to bumper traffic on the LIE going back home, and when I was in New York City, and I'm bumper to bumper. And then I look up and there's like 60 yards of no car in front of me. So I start texting. And then, bro, I'm texting my boys that I'm getting on Call of Duty.
It makes you realize like how pointless the conversation is.
So stupid, dude. And I stopped, bro, within like 6 feet of the car in front of me, like dead stop. And I'm someone where I don't need some whack shit to happen in order for me to change my opinion on something. A lot of times we wait for some whack shit to happen, and then we're like, oh, I'm never doing that again. I was like, you know what? That was really dumb, dude. So I turned my phone upside down because I don't even want to see the glare of it. And if you really need me, you'll just call me. And I have no problem answering the phone because at least I could still see.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing that. So I told my boys, I was like, yo, listen, I love you guys. We hang out all the time. If I'm in the car with you, you're texting and driving. Like, no, that's not happening.
Yep.
Do
it.
You want to crash and burn? Do that on your own time, bro.
I had a college roommate of mine tell me the same thing. First time I was ever like jumped on for that. It was like, but it helps put it into perspective real quick. You're like, damn, it's not that important.
And bro, listen, I'm not going to pretend I'm Star Spangled awesome when it comes to this because I used to be someone that used to text with my hands on the dashboard. Like I used to do that when I was way younger. And then I had that incident happen where I avoided some whack shit. And I was like, bro, it's really not worth it, dude.
You ever drive a Tesla?
I have not, no.
That iPad is like ridiculous.
Oh, super distracting.
I drove with somebody one time using Waze. Have you ever used Waze?
Yeah.
And you can like click on like, oh, there's a piece of trash on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And you're driving in the Tesla. This dude's like literally playing a game. He's like, oh, I see the cop there. Yeah. That car's still broken down there. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's wild. Wild shit, man. Wild shit, yo. George, this was a banger of an episode, man.
It was.
We do need to wrap up. Tell the people where they can find you and all the stuff you got going on.
Yeah, so football season is right around the corner. We are going to have a Gridiron Junkies Fantasy Football League.
Okay.
And Nick, I don't know, have we talked about you being in the league?
We haven't, but here's the thing.
Do you not play fantasy?
There's a memo to everyone that invites me to a fantasy football league.
Oh, shit.
If you're going to do a JV fantasy football league where it's online only, don't invite me.
Ooh.
I need a board. I need a live board.
That's
I need my sticker, and I go up to the board and I stick that I'm taking whoever.
How do you even get those? Is it like a fantasy kit that's made?
Fantasy kits, bro.
I guess.
I
never have thought to do that.
Have you never done one?
Never done a board. I guess I'm a JV ass type of dude. A lot of us are, Nick.
Yo, bro, I'm judging you right now. If you guys haven't, dude, that's a real fantasy.
Can you fucking realize that we're in 2023 and that people can have drafts online? It's the same feeling.
No, wait,
I do a live stream,
bro.
Did you see my live stream last year?
I did not know. I didn't know you last year. At this time.
Studios, I had one, and we had a separate room where everybody in the room, when it was their time to pick, they had to go announce their pick in front of the camera. It's dope. It's no big board. But come on, man.
Bro, the big board I might start crying with the big board, man. I haven't done a big board in 2 years because I haven't played fantasy in 2 years. But dude, the camaraderie of everyone there with you, you're having your beers, your pizza, the wings, people are talking shit to one another.
I do agree people need to be there.
It's, and also I'll tell you this.
Okay.
If you really know the game, you get an advantage because you have to print out your sheets. And as a grade A commissioner, one of the best commissioners of all time, I would print out sheets for my whole league.
Oh, like a stand-up guy.
Class, bro. We're talking about class. So I would bring the sheets for everyone. And it's like, you didn't have that, oh, it's the third round, the 9th pick. What does ESPN rankings tell me? What's my auto pick? There's no auto pick there.
No, of course not.
And you have about 5 minutes to make a decision. But then you start getting heckled after.
Yeah.
Right? You start be like, yo, bro, George, what's happening? We waiting on you? Like, the sun's going down. Bro, the live draft experience is like nothing else. And especially if you have like the same crew, like my crew, we had the same league for about 12 years, and then the pandemic and the elections happened and people lost their mind. I also won the league 3 years in a row.
You're inspiring me to get a big board now.
You got to get a big board, bro.
All right.
Don't invite me. If you guys are doing fantasy and it's online, like, nah. Dude, we would have my boy Boss, shouts to Boss. He used to come on the show, he used to be a co-host way back in the day. When he went to college in Syracuse, he would FaceTime in, and we would have the laptop like this, pointed towards the screen. Imagine if just mad porn just came up right now. That'd be crazy. But yo, we would have it like this, right? And he would be able to see, he would see us, we would see him. And it would be just to the board.
Excellent.
You got to get it done, bro. Live drafts. That's where it's at.
I got to pick your brain on some commissioner stuff.
One of the best to ever do it. No tight ends.
All right, Mr. Goodell.
No tight ends. Extra flex. Changes the game.
I really like that.
There's only 4.5 tight ends that are that are worth having.
You are correct.
So why should I have to start, Bellinger on the Giants when I can start maybe Jarvis Landry or maybe like Odell Beckham Jr. now?
Or maybe instead of me calling that position athlete that the running back should be, it should just be called the flex.
The flex. I like this.
It should just be called the flex.
Dude, we got super sidetracked. Bring it back.
So
where can people find you on social media?
At Mr. George Carmona on all socials and at Gridiron Junkies for the football podcast. We're starting to do big things on TikTok, so make sure you go follow Gridiron Junkies.
Congrats on the TikTok, man. I saw that. Good shit, bro. Fist me.
You know
what I'm saying?
Seriously, pound me.
Yeah, and George is going to be coming on a lot more frequently come the football season too. So we'll be doing some fun stuff. I love the chemistry, and I get good feedback when you're on, dude. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And also at Nick Day is 10 news. You can find me. All things Veterans Minimum is at Veterans Minimum, and we'll catch you guys next time on VM.